Hello, it's Doris with Audiobooks. I have been so excited all week to film this video, episode 2 of This Week in Books. I had to think a minute. What am I calling it? It's been another great week. It's fun to have something new and exciting to look forward to. So, yeah. I have finished 2 more books. They are both of the picture variety. So I finished The Cartoon Introduction to Economics, Volume 2, Macroeconomics, written by Grady Klein and Yoram Bauman, PhD. And what I really liked about this, once I realized it, is that the author is an environmental economist. So I appreciated the human aspect and the environmental aspect that he made sure that his readers were aware of in this. The examples were just so fun. The artwork is great. I just, never expected to enjoy a book about economics quite so much. If you watched my vlog, the word I was looking for is Bitcoin. Although I do think cryptocurrency is also a word. So that's something that I kind of I still don't really understand it, but I get it a little more after reading this. And also the reasons why people don't fully understand the economy is because we all have personal biases. So yeah, taking a salary cut doesn't really sound appealing, but sometimes inflation is not as bad. I don't know. I found this book, the things that I understood more about human beings and money really made sense after reading this book. It kind of solidified some thoughts I've been having about the current political scene. And then I also finished, I did want to say though, I think I enjoyed this so much that I think that I am going to buy volume 1. I got this from my school library, and I think I'm going to buy volume 1 and donate it to the school library once I read it, maybe this summer when I'm in the States. Because, yeah, I think the school should have it, and I want to read it. So, there you go. I also finished Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls compiled by Elena Favilli and Francesca Cavallo. This, I didn't realize when I picked it up. It's a crowdfunded. So Rebel Girls is like a social media group, and this is crowdfunded, this book. And I loved so many things about it. Number 1, this preface, if you want to freeze and read it, just about how important books like this are. Really, really connected with that. I loved that all of the artwork is by different women, different artists. So the variety here just really adds to the concept of this book. I absolutely adored the diversity. So different nationalities, different races, ethnic groups, different ages from young to old, different eras, different women just represented so well. Trans women included. Hurrah for that. It was just just fabulous. The writing is very simplistic. It's just a very basic introduction to each woman, but yeah, highly recommend this group and this book in particular. And I did want to mention, I like it when books talk to each other, like when you're reading and you make connections. So last week I talked about Shakespeare's Sisters, 4 women who wrote the Renaissance by Rami Targoff. So this one is also trying to put the spotlight, put women back in history. This one focuses on the Renaissance. And then again, from my school library, I found this one by a little ad in the lunchroom. The librarians had put little cards on all of the lunch tables. And I realized they had The Missing Thread, A Woman's History of the Ancient World by Daisy Dunn in our library as well. So this is why I went to the library and I snagged this one and the economics books just because I was there. But this one is the same thing, putting women back in history. So this one is unlike the other, well, they're both similar, the Renaissance one and this one, in that they're telling history. They're just relating different periods of time, different things that have happened, but either through the eyes of the women that lived it or through their stories. So it's just a more well-rounded view of history, and not necessarily everything. Like it's not trying to be comprehensive. It's just trying to tell the story with more women in the telling, which I really, really appreciate. So Ancient World, this is way, way back. We are currently in 561 BC, where I am now. And one thing I super love is I don't usually like these little excerpts at the beginning of chapters, little poems or phrases that people like to put, but this one I really super do. These are translated from different tablets, women's writing from back in the day, and they're so interesting. Anyway, more about that. I have just read a little bit of this, like I'm on the 5th chapter, I think. So, what else I wanted to tell you? I got my February zine made at work. This is just a teaser. What a gorgeous cover. Gotta save that for my TBR talk. So sorry. Because we're still in January. So my January zine, I did want to tell you that I am almost done with Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. This is the 3rd in the, what do they call this series? The Farseer trilogy. So her first trilogy. And I read the first one, Assassin's Apprentice, and then never continued with the series. And then I read it again so that I could restart the series. I read it and the second one. And then I quit again. Like, I don't know why. It was fine. I enjoyed it. But I just didn't continue. So I thought this is going to be the year that I just plow through Robin Hobb. I'm going to do it. Okay. So I didn't reread the first and second this time. I just kind of read a summary of the second one and then started the third. And the thing that I find interesting about this is a high fantasy series. I just won't go into details, but it's like one of the favorites just all over BookTube. It is one of the all-time favorite fantasy series. And I was wondering, because I love high fantasy, I was wondering why, as much as I love fantasy, why I wasn't consumed by this series. And I think I figured it out with the third, because the third one, I've read several people that have reviewed it or mentioned it who've said, you just kind of have to get through the third. It's not her best, but after that, it gets amazing. And so I was kind of a little bit dreading the third. And would you believe the third is my favorite? I love it. And I think that it's because the first two are kind of very political, political machinations or machinations, however you say that word, between not just different kingdoms, but intra-kingdom problems with hierarchy and sons and fathers and blah, blah, all that political intrigue. And that's not what I read fantasy for. Like, I don't read it for the politics. I read fantasy for the magic, okay? That's what a good fantasy read is for me. And this book, the third one, Assassin's Quest, is all about the magic. So there are two major types of magic in this world thus far. One is, what do they call it? Seeing or questing, where you can use your mind to connect with others. And some people can do it from really great distances. That's why it's called the Farseer trilogy, because they can connect with minds, either talking or even mind control. Great distances. And the other magic is called the wit, which also involves the mind, but it's being able to connect with animals, talking to animals, actually, their thoughts, their feelings, but in the mind, like not out blah, 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 but like talking to animals in your mind, and you bond with another animal. So you have a bonded pair. And this book focuses a lot more on the magic systems, and it is meandering. That's one of the complaints that I read about, the criticisms about it, is that it's just long and rambling. And that's kind of true. It does, tend to ramble here, there, and everywhere. But I also like that, because I feel like I really truly know the characters in this story now, because I've spent so much time with them they're on a quest, yes, but it's so long that it's kind of become their day-to-day existence. So I really know who these people are, and I really am immersed in the world and the magic system and dragons. Oh, yes. So 3.5 hours left. Really loving it. I am all set to start Ship of Magic right away. And a couple other things I wanted to talk about while we're here. I'm listening to this on audiobook. Excellent audiobook narrator. And I think that another thing I'm going to work on this year, my, bingo board from hell, I put how many? 30 audiobooks for the year. And I've come to realize that audiobooks are about habits. I didn't listen to my book, even though I was like, the last time I had listened to it, I was like in the story and it was so exciting, but I just got back out of the habit. It comes and goes. So last week I didn't listen to it at all. Like, I made a vlog and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get these 12 hours knocked out in 4 days. No. I got busy, I didn't get to listen, and then I just forgot to listen. So this week I said I'm going to make a habit. I'm going to make a habit of listening to my audiobook an hour a day. I'm going to commit to an hour a day. So I did like an hour and a half on Monday, a half hour on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I got 3 hours in. Yeah. Yesterday, 2 hours. And today, I think I'm at 2 hours already today. I thought I would finish before this video, but I didn't, and that's okay. But 3.5 hours, I'm almost there. So I'm gonna work on being cognizant of listening to the audiobook every day and making it a habit. One way to get more reading in is, less scrolling and whatever. Listen to your audiobook, Doris. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about, if you watched my episode from last week, I kicked Scribd, aka Everand, kicked him to the curb. Done with you. Bye-bye. So I'm listening to Assassin's Quest on audiobook because I couldn't get it from my library app. And when I went to find it on Audible, when I went to find it on Audible, I found it and I started listening like right away. And I was really confused that it opened up and let me play it because I hadn't used a credit. And I was like, what's going on? Did I buy this a couple years ago and forget about it? So I went back and I looked through my library, didn't see it anywhere, and I was just really, really befuddled. And serendipitously, my friend Patrice Jones of 2 Minutes on Books, she mentioned in a Voxer message about free Audible books. Did you all know that there are free books on Audible? I still don't know how you can look up the list of the free books. And I think you have to have an Amazon Prime membership to do it. I'm not sure of the details, but I'm listening to Assassin's Quest for free on Audible. I can't believe it's such a prominent book that's free. So if you know the details, let me know in the comments. I'm going to ask Patrice when I remember. But yeah, and I'm curious if I'll listen to Ship of Magic for free or if I'll use a credit, which is fine. I think I have 4 built up. So yeah, that was fun times. The next thing I'm building a habit out of is getting back into remembering to read my ebooks. Again, less scrolling, more purposeful, enriching things on my phone. So I had also gotten out of the habit of the ebook. I had started Washington A Life by Ron Chernow. I'm starting the Presidential Project, reading the presidents in order, starting in 2025. And again, according to my bingo board from hell, I'm going to read 5 presidents this year. We'll see. Just for funsies. But I quit reading this for like probably 2 weeks after I had to download it. I had to buy this one on Kindle because this is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the one that really ticked me off about Everand trying to find this one. So ended up buying it on Kindle. And I was just 2 days ago wandering about town and said, let me get back into Washington. And let me tell you, the chapters about Martha Washington were just, and their little romance, so cute. It was just so cute. And who knew that George was such a style icon? Like, I didn't know. So this is full of just fun information, and I am here for it. Here for getting into routines with ebooks and audiobooks. Definitely am in a groove with my reading in January, and I hope 2025 continues that way. Another groove I'm in is the graphic novels. So I, like Britta Bowler, I got on the reading a graphic novel the first day of a new year, and I am just been on that trend. I read 2 the first week, and then I finished the 2 this week. And I'm not like intentionally, it's just happening, you know. But I got, I need this. I got one more. I got one more. So this is like a book haul, maybe. A couple little books here. Logic Comics, An Epic Search for Truth by Apostolos Doxiadis and Christos H. Papadimitrion. True. Art by Alikos Papadatos and Annie Di Dona. So this is about Bertrand Russell, one of the great philosophers of the last century. A rare intellectual and artistic achievement. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to like this because I tend to not like philosophy. That's cute. Still in the wrapper even. But one of my good friends who teaches calculus and statistics, he had to research like all over the place to figure out how to get these. But because I'm in China, by the way, if you're new, I live in China and work at a private boarding school here. International English language school. I mean, it's in everything. Like we teach chemistry and physics and biology and all of it. Oh my. But back to the book. He bought this book for all of his students, and that's a lot of students. Like maybe 100 kids. I don't know. But he bought this for all of them. And this is a copy that he bought for a student who's no longer here, and Brent's supposed to give it to him, but she said we could read it before we give it to her. So I'm going to read it because, you know, if a teacher that I know and respect takes the time to buy a book for all of his students, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, I think. So I'm curious and looking forward to another graphic novel. And I have one more acquisition. So my book club, we have a book club at our school, and my co-host, she gave me this one today. Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. And this is, I'm not sure yet, but it's not fantasy, it's fiction, but antiquity. Let's see, Athenian, yeah, 412 BC. So looking forward to this. I'll know more when I get it read, but I think it'll pair nicely with Missing Thread. So stay tuned. And lastly, I wanted to mention I got a buddy read starting. I have been, since I had so many books on the go, I've been waiting, but my buddy readers are already like halfway there, so I need to get a move on. But I'm going to start The Night Ship by Just Kid. Oh, I'm so excited. I love Just Kid. I love Just Kid. I've read all of her books. I think I think at least 2 of them, if not all of them, but I think at least 2 of them I've buddy read with Britta Bowler. And so I'm going to buddy read this one with Britta and Kim from Middle of the Book March. So, and that will, you know, go on my bingo board from hell, because how many buddy reads am I supposed to do? Dun, dun, dun. 25. Anyway, I think that that's it. I'm out of school for 2 weeks. Yes. As of 1 hour ago, free bird. It is Chinese New Year holidays here, and I am free for 2 weeks. And we are going to Singapore Thursday. So a week from now-ish, we're going to Singapore. I'm excited about the botanical gardens. I'm excited about the warmer climate in the winter. I'm excited about sitting on by the pool in some gorgeous hotels. We've booked 3 different hotels. I'm excited about all of the food. I think I'm going to get some cool gluten-free stuff. And I'm excited about the book shopping. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching and being excited about all the books with me. And I videoed a little bit we had our Chinese New Year celebration last weekend, if you watched the vlog. But the Chinese department, the students made gorgeous art and Chinese calligraphy. So I filmed a little bit of that today, and I'm going to attach it at the end of this if you care to watch. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon, maybe in Singapore. Bye. Happy Year of the Snake. I have to show you the Chinese department's art installation. This is my favorite, so adorable. Wow. Such talent at this school. This is Year of the Dragon for a few more days. And then we have these gorgeous florals. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Butterfly. Gorgeous. Oh, are you kidding me? This is all like student created art. Oh, kitties, my fave. And then calligraphy. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. More florals. Koi. Oh, another kitty. Wow. So beautiful. What else do we have? Oh, and look at this. So cute. Oh, look at that. Happy Year of the Snake.